could have possibly seen this coming? Except literally everyone who was paying attention. Trump just announced his tariffs plan, and I know what people in the comments are going to say. Kenneth, please stop talking about politics. I followed you for finance and stock market and investing education, not politics. Shut up. This is related. This is what my channel is all about. Teaching you how to invest, teaching you how to plan for retirement, teaching you how to live below your means, teaching you about money. And your money, the cost of things that you buy are about to skyrocket. If you don't think that is related to the stock market, you're an idiot. The only way that you will ever retire is if you invest. And now, more than ever, it is so important because things are going to get more expensive. Look, I can't even believe I'm reading this. 25% tax on all products coming from Canada and Mexico, and an additional 10% on tariffs from China. I don't know, I couldn't find it, so I'm sure someone in the comments will leave it below what our current tariff rate is on imports from China. Maybe it's 25%, so it could be 35% on things from China. So just take a look at what we import. It got cut off at the top, but the number one import from Canada is oil, and we also import cars, machinery, and other commodities, plastic and wood. For people who aren't capable of paying attention, this is so complicated to understand. But people who say, oh, well, this will bring jobs back to the States. First of all, no, it won't. Companies have said multiple times, we're not bringing the jobs home. We're just going to raise the prices. But even for the stuff that we manufacture here already, plastic and wood, and we get the materials here, rubber, other stuff like that, and we make things here, they're going to get more expensive too now because of this. And here's everything that we get from Mexico. 16 out of every 100 cars that are sold in the United States comes from Mexico. Electronics and appliances, crude petroleum, they export 48% to the US. Medical instruments, fresh fruits and veggies, this is a big one, and coffee, roasted coffee. Here are some other things that come from Mexico. Motor vehicle parts. That means that when your mechanic has to get something for your car and it's imported here, even though you're just going to your local mechanic, it's going to get more expensive. Computer equipment, oil and gas, electrical equipment, audio and video equipment, beverages, optical and medical equipment. And here's everything that we get from China. Machinery, medical appliances, furniture, bedding, lamps, toys, games, sports equipment, paint, and other miscellaneous manufactured items. We also get chemicals, plastics, rubber, and leather. We also get a lot of our food from China, including fish and seafood, juice, pickled, dried, canned veggies, and fruit. We also get a lot of electronics from China, including smartphones, digital automation systems, video game consoles and console parts, media transmission systems, lithium batteries, display monitors, and computer accessories. And look at that. China is the leading supplier for every import category for the United States. Every. And in some sectors such as footwear, headgear, and metals, China is the cheapest. So even if companies decided to go and get other materials from other countries, our prices would still be going up. This is going to affect us on a massive scale. Not only that, and this is something I will never understand, farmers who voted overwhelmingly for Trump begged Trump not to deport the immigrants they use for cheap labor. Look, I'm not a fan of underpaying people for work, but that's how it's done here, like it or not. So you mean to tell me that the people heard his policy, took him at his word for his policy, voted for him for his policy, and now he's like, I'm going to put these policies into effect, and they're like, whoa, whoa, it's going to affect us. What are you doing? And it's not just going to affect the farmers, it's going to affect the middle class and the lower middle class. Because the food that we grow at home is going to get more expensive, and the food that we import from Mexico is going to get more expensive, and the food that we import from China is going to get more expensive. So no matter how you slice it, things are going to get more expensive. I can never understand for the life of me how so many people trusted a billionaire to look out for them. Really? When has that ever happened in the history of ever, where a billionaire has said, trust me, I'm going to make sure everyone's okay? Come on. All I can believe is that this is just one giant conspiracy theory from the billionaire class to further destroy the lower middle class and the middle class to enrich themselves. Think about it. When you lose your job, what do? You panic sell your stocks, recession, rich people who can ride the storm rush in to buy your assets on the cheap. You panic, you sell, they buy. And we saw it during COVID. And you panic and you get foreclosed on because you can't afford your house anymore. And you got kids to feed and shoes and clothes for growing kids. So what goes? It's the house. You get foreclosed on. Or if you don't own your home, you get evicted. Who does that benefit when you get foreclosed on? Corporations who buy up all the affordable housing. Was this lost on you that the billionaire real estate developer who's best friends with Wall Street folks would love this? Now, a lot of people are saying that this Scott Bessent, who's going to be leading the Treasury, is going to keep Trump in check. I think that's bullshit. I think as soon as Wall Street starts going like, hey, we hate this, markets are dropping, that's not good for us, not good for our clients. Short term, sure, Wall Street doesn't care. They would love the opportunity to buy at a dip. But if this is prolonged and drags on for a really long time, it could hurt Wall Street. You know, every relationship Trump has ever had with someone ends poorly when they criticize him. And the second that this Scott Bessent guy goes to Trump and says, hey, these plans are killing Wall Street, and Wall Street is getting pissed with you, you need to roll it back or change your mind or come back on something, Trump's going to go, nobody tells me what to do, you fired, and then he's going to bring in some other ass clown who goes, oh, this is the greatest policy ever, oh, I love it, and more chaos and more misery until Trump is out of the White House in 4 years. Then some Democrat has to come in and say, I'm going to clean up this mess, and then the Republican voters go, you didn't do it fast enough, we're voting for another Republican. I mean, this is never going to end. The only way this ends well for you is to remember this. Bulls make money, bears make money, pigs get slaughtered, and smart investors always smash that follow. And now more than ever, you want to be a smart investor.